Hi, this is tkviper, and today I'm going to show you how to play the Chinese Guqin Zither app for the iPhone, iPod Touch, and iPad. It's really an iPhone app, but if you hit the 2x button, it will work very nicely on the iPad. It's called the Guqin, and it translates to ancient zither, or ancient harp. And this is how we used to write harp and zither in ancient China. Tap the screen to start playing, or use 4-finger down swipe to enter setup. But let's first look at the real instrument. It's about 3.5 to 4 feet long. It's got 7 strings tuned in the C major pentatonic scale. So C, D, F, G, A, back to C and D. With your right hand you pluck and you strum the strings. So it's kind of like the guitar. And left hand you will slide across the strings to control the pitch. So it's kind of like the violin or the cello or the fretless bass. There are no frets on the soundboard, so you have to rely on your ears to kind of tell where you are. Okay, so it's a string instrument, so it works like all string instruments. Depending on where your finger is, you will shorten the string and therefore making the pitch go higher. Okay, and another big part about playing the Chinese Guqin is using harmonic overtones, and therefore you'll see 13 harmonic nodes indicated here, and they tell you where you can kind of trigger these harmonic overtones. Okay, so the idea is this: if the string is this long and you pluck it, it's going to give you a note, a C2. Okay, but if you put your finger right in the middle, it's going to make it go up 1 octave. It's going to shorten the length of the string by half, and therefore it's going to make the note go up 1 octave. So C2, put your finger here and you let go both fingers at the same time. That's going to give you a C3. Okay, and from here to here, if you cut it in half and you let go at the same time, that's a C4. Likewise, cut it in half, C5, C6, and so on. Okay, and that's the basic idea about harmonic overtones. So now let's look at the instrument for the iPhone and iPad. Okay, 7 strings. C, D, F, G, A, C, D. And we have 7 dots here because obviously this is much shorter than the real instrument. So the 6 dots on this side are gone. But they aren't really needed because they produce the same harmonic overtones as the 6 dots on this side. Okay, this is the 7th dot, so this is the midpoint of the instrument. Okay, so this is a C3, C4. Okay, C3, C4. From here to here, divide in half, C5. From here to here, divide in half, C6. Likewise, D3, D4, D5, D6, F3, F4, F5, F6, and likewise for the other strings. Okay, to trigger a note, you have to swipe your finger from one side of the string to the other. So you can easily do tremolos this way. But tremolos aren't really used in Guqin playing. If you just tap the string, it's going to mute the string for you. Okay. And you'll see here there are chromatic fret lines. These are guides for guitar players. Okay. So just use them to get used to the instrument, and once you're familiar with how to create a certain pitch, you can turn these off and hide them. Okay, basically C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and C. Okay, your left hand usually use your thumb to slide. So you can do tremolos, or not tremolos, but vibrato, just doing this right here. Wiggle your thumb a little bit. Okay, a very common plucking pattern is using your middle finger pluck down and then your index finger pluck up. Okay, you can even do 3 harmonics at the same time, or kind of one behind the other, like that, which is pretty cool. Okay, now let's go into settings. 4-finger swipe downwards, and now I'm going to change some stuff here. I'm going to hide the frets, and I'm going to show you the harmonic nodes. So tap here. This feature will not be available until the next update, so 1.0.2. But basically, you get all the harmonic notes listed for you. So you can see here C, the next C in the next octave, and another octave higher, and another octave higher. Okay, so the harmonic nodes basically form a major chord. This is a C string. And here we got C, E, G. That's a C major chord. Okay, D, F sharp A. That's a D major chord. Likewise, F major chord. G major chord. A major chord. Back to C and D. Okay, they form major chords. You can hear this. Okay, but you can also do minor chords if you don't use the notes on the same string, you know. For example, to do a C minor, you would need a D sharp. There are no D sharps here, so you can't do a C minor chord. However, you can do a D minor chord, okay? D major chord uses a D, F sharp, and A. D minor just flattens the third note, or the middle note, so this becomes an F. That's a D minor. Okay, so you should study the whole thing, and you can figure out how to do all these chords using harmonic overtones, which is pretty cool. And harmonics is going to help you play a lot of songs with the Guqin, because sometimes you want to reach higher notes, and you don't want to go all the way like this. Okay, so for songs like this, I'm going to play an example here. I want to go higher. I can do that. I can use harmonics instead of going like this. So combining the 3 techniques, plucking open strings, using your left hand to control the pitch, and harmonics, you can play some very interesting songs. Okay, so basically you want to keep the C pentatonic scale, to make it sound very Chinese. The E note is sometimes used, but not very often. The B note, sometimes it's used, but not very often. And A sharp is used sometimes too. Okay, so keep those in mind. But usually, you just want to use these 5 notes for most songs. Okay? And let's look at the patterns here. You'll notice that this column here is the same as this column, except it's 1 octave higher. So this is a C pentatonic scale, major pentatonic. Same here, this is a C major pentatonic scale. Here, it starts with an E, so it's an E pentatonic scale, major pentatonic scale, and a G major pentatonic scale. You can use 2 hands or 1 hand. Just use 2 fingers. Okay, back to C major pentatonic scale, E, G, and back to C. Okay, you can also form a C minor pentatonic scale if you start it from here. See, I'm not using F, I'm using E here. And back to here. Okay, so playing around with this, you can make some interesting scales. Even a major scale, not a pentatonic scale. So here, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That's a major scale. Okay, and that's how you play the Chinese Guqin. I think I've shown you everything that I know. Just combine your skills, play around with it, and you'll get it. If you do need more help, down swipe with 4 fingers very quickly, and tap on guide. Gives you very quick instructions on how to play this instrument, and hit online resources, and that's where you'll see my tutorials, okay, and also the chart for the harmonic overtones. And you can also visit this URL for my Chinese Guqin Zither arrangements. Okay, so I suggest you look at this with the computer and then, you know, follow it and then play on the iPad or the iPhone. And please do rate this app in iTunes. That will really be cool. It will help me as a developer. Okay? And that's about it. One more thing is, in the setup page you can change a lot of settings. You can adjust the volume of the instrument and the harmonic overtones. You can choose from a list of 7 instruments. Guitar, Chinese Guqin, Chinese Guqin, Chinese Guzheng, harmonics, koto, Japanese shamisen, and the new Turkish saz lute. And this will be available in the next update. You can change the harmonic sensitivity, give yourself more time to perform your harmonic overtones, hide or show the frets, use different notations, C, D, C, or you know, letters, or do, re, mi, fa, so, or numbers in Chinese 1 to 7, or none. You can use guitar dots or harmonic spots, or none. You see, these are all gone, the dots are all gone. You can change the style of your board. Let's put the spots back in there. And this is how a real instrument would kind of look like. Just dots and strings, no notation. So let me show you the sound samples. Okay, this is the Chinese Guzheng. Let's look at the guitar. Classical guitar. The real Guqin. Without much reverb. This is the Guqin with a lot of reverb. And harmonic number 1. You can also play with the harmonics, which is pretty cool. And Japanese koto. Shamisen, and finally the Turkish saz lute. Like I said, you can use different sounds for your harmonic overtones. You don't have to use the harmonic sample set. Let's choose a shamisen as my harmonics. So this is what you're gonna hear. That's the shamisen. When we do that, when we do the harmonics, you'll hear shamisen instead of harmonics. And when you pluck, it's going to give you the Turkish saz lute. And that's it. Alright, thanks for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed and learned something from this video. Please rate it, subscribe, leave comments, and tell everyone about my channel and my guitar apps and my music apps. Alright, I'll see you next time.